Hi, so I'm going to be going over a question that relates to the height of a baseball modeled by a quadratic function. If you're in my class, this is on page 33 of your notes, and I asked you to try it. So we just learned about completing the square and how to rewrite functions from standard form into vertex form by completing the square. So the question says the height of the baseball can be modeled by the function. Okay, so let's just quickly remember that when we're talking about these modeling situations of something that's quadratic, I always suggest drawing a quick sketch of it. So we know that the y-intercept is 2 from the standard form equation, and we know the ball's going up and down, and that's because the coefficient to the square term is negative. So it asks us to rewrite the function in vertex form. All right, well, I kind of want to look at my questions just to be sure I understand why I'm going to be doing that. And it says, what is the advantage of modeling this function in vertex form versus standard form? Well, there's lots of reasons we'd want to do that, but let's look at these questions. It says find the maximum height of the baseball. Well, it's a quick way, typically, it can be a quick way to see the vertex if I get it into vertex form. Now, you certainly could do negative b over 2a if it's in standard form to find the vertex. But let's rewrite in vertex form because we've been practicing it, and this one's not so easy. Okay, so if I want to rewrite in vertex form, remember it's not solving, so I'm first going to bring the 2 to the other side. So I've got y minus 2 equals negative 16 t squared plus 80t. Okay, then I have to take out that coefficient of negative 16 because when we complete the square, we need a coefficient of 1. So I'm going to pull out a negative 16. That's going to leave me with t squared minus 5t. Oh, and Coach Fred was not nice because she gave us an odd linear term. Okay, so I'm going to go off to the side, and remember I suggested that you do this with fractions, not decimals. So I'm going to take half of 5, or negative 5, which is negative 5 over 2. I'm going to square that. That's going to give me 25 over 4. Okay, so I'm going to add 25 over 4. But now we have to remember that when we pull out a coefficient, we actually have to multiply that number to that number because that's what you actually added to the equation. So I'm going to multiply negative 16 times 25 over 4, which is going to give me negative 100. So I'm going to add negative 100 to the other side. All right, so that gives me y minus 102 equals, I'm going to rewrite my perfect square trinomial as the square of a binomial, so t minus 5 over 2 squared, and then I'm going to add the 102 to the other side. I'll come up here. So y equals negative 16 t minus 5 over 2 squared plus 102. Okay, so I'm going to go to question C, and it says find the maximum height the baseball reaches. So to find the maximum height, we need the vertex, and now that we have it in vertex form, we know that our vertex is 5 over 2, or 2.5, comma 102. It actually asks for the maximum height, which is the y-coordinate, so 102 feet. All right, so think about it. I really want you to know the advantages of modeling something in standard form, vertex form, or intercept form. So vertex form, you can quickly see the vertex, right? Like we can know this general shape of the graph. We can see how high it goes. And a lot of times that's going to be really helpful to us. Standard form, I can see the y-intercept and I can see the general shape, but I can't really see much more than that. Intercept form, however, I can see actually both the x-intercepts, so I can kind of estimate or even calculate the vertex pretty quickly. So knowing the advantages and disadvantages to each one of those is important. Now, again, we didn't have to put this in vertex form to find the vertex. We have a method in all 3 of those forms to find the vertex. Now it says, how long does the baseball take to hit the ground? Well, that's when the y value or the h value, the height, is 0. So that's right here, right? That's asking me for the x-intercepts. So now you have 2 options. You could take the standard form equation is it minus, yeah, it was plus ADT plus 2, and set it equal to 0 and solve by factoring or your calculator or graphing if it's factorable, or graphing. Or you could set the vertex form to 0, which I think is probably going to be the easiest method to do. But I'm not going to be going over that in this video. I just wanted to show you how to get it into vertex form by completing the square. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. Have a great day.